Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
me, Banshee. And it's time for our monthly modality message for you. For all the modalities of the Zodiac. And we do this when the sun is entering a new sign. And we can now say happy birthday to
Pisces.
Pisces. It's Pisces season, which is just before Aries season, Mr. O.
Had to get that in there.
I did.
All right, so the modality...
But not to take anything away from our Pisces, which our granddaughter is one. Happy birthday to our granddaughter.
Absolutely.
And so go ahead with the modality
Well,
spiel.
the modality reading is about everybody's modality connections and what that means in terms of how their energies work. So we have three basic modalities, and they are cardinal, fixed, and mutables. And so we're going to go through the readings by those each. And so we start off with the Capricorns. The Cardinals. I'm so sorry. Jeez.
Spit it out, Mr. O. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn.
That's where I got it from. Honest.
And I'll tell you about some of the positive signs because I'm so excited to be a cardinal sign myself, Aries.
Alrighty.
The positives are we are the initiators. We get things started. We're active. We're quick. We're driven. We're ambitious. We have vim and vigor. We are no slackers. We're enthusiastic. We have a zest for life. We're clever. And as always, we want to win.
All right. But, you know, there is a dark side.
Maybe a little.
And it means is that all the modalities also have what are considered negative traits or characteristics.
Well, you know, some naysayers can say we're too domineering, we're self-centered, we're forgetting about others as we focus on our own stuff, and we often don't finish what we started.
Well, I started this, so I guess you'll be able to finish it. And that was our cut.
Nice, Mr. O.
So,
yes.
Of course. So, of course, this is a 4-card reading, and so card 1 is the same for all the modalities. The primary focus for cardinals in this month ahead.
Well, it's a 6 of Wands reversed. So, cardinals, this is like really important to us sometimes, you know. We like to be seen. We like to be recognized for what we do, you know, all the great stuff we do. But maybe we're just putting a little bit too much focus on that. You know, this is the focus for the month ahead. So I would say, okay, find healthy ways to get more recognition for what you do, but don't do it for the fame, the glory, the applause. Do what you do because you love it, because you're passionate about it, because it is the right thing to do.
Well, in another way, the card could also be saying that these things are not going to be the focus, or they're going to be the focus in that inverse way, that the things we do will give us negative attention or actually no attention at all. And maybe that's something we want to deal with. Maybe we are dealing with the fact that maybe we don't want to be well known for certain things, or that we are attracting, in fact, just, you know, sort of bad reputations to us. Do we want that to be the focus, though?
Good question. Well, the role your interactions with others may play in the month ahead. And it's the 2 of Wands reversed. I almost got the feeling here that actually your interactions with others may interfere with your plans for the month ahead. Maybe you have, you know, I don't know, I don't want to say you have wishy-washy friends, but you may have friends who change plans on you, force you to change your schedule, your plans, rearranging things for others in your workplace even. The thing is that others are interfering with whatever you had planned.
from the context of this position in the card, it's almost like maybe there's some insecurity issues happening with the people that you relate to. And maybe some people are insecure about exactly what their relationship is or what it means between you and them, or vice versa. Maybe you are insecure about what other people mean in your relationship too. So it's going to be interesting to see, because some of this is also really about loosening up your role and maybe having control, or maybe vice versa them too, if that's what it is. If there are certain kinds of subordinate relationships, no matter what happening.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's next? Card 3. The opportunities or challenges you may face in the month ahead, and how can you best achieve or tackle them? Ooh, it's the Devil upright.
So it's the Devil upright. The challenges or the opportunities. Well, you know, a lot of times when I look at this card, which has a very Capricornian influence, I feel like this is something about ambition. The Capricorn is about ambition. And we can look at that Devil card and say there's an ambition to maybe stretch certain boundaries here. There's an ambition to maybe have control over things that, you know, other people don't always think about. So sometimes it's about really looking at yourself and saying, you know, do I deserve to do this, or do others deserve for me to do this?
Well, I almost kind of wonder if this is saying here, you know, that the challenge you face is the potential that you're going to cave in to peer pressure here, you know, whether it's friends, whether it's workplace things, and, you know, allow them to disrupt what you had in mind for your month ahead. And that could be anything. I mean, you know, whether you're indulging in too much social activity, or sensual pleasures, or, you know, food or drink, but just things, good times that are derailing you from what you really wanted to accomplish, your goals, your mission.
So maybe it's an opportunity to at least look at that a little bit. I mean, it doesn't necessarily say that you're going to change that.
You shouldn't have fun.
Right.
Right. Right.
All right, finally, card 4. How can you use your modalities superpower to best advantage this month?
Oh, we do nothing.
In a way, it's the Two of Swords. It's upright.
It's upright. Well, you know what's really interesting here is that I think you can best use your modality superpowers by not forgetting, you know what? One of your negatives is, and for some reason I think it applies here, is that you're forgetting about others as you focus on your stuff. And so I think you really need to step back and think about this more. Are you, you know, putting your ambitions, your goals, your objectives solely above all the people you care about? Are you forgetting and neglecting them? Maybe you do need to slow it down this month. Take a break a little bit. Take a pause. Don't get too upset about the derailment. Maybe you need this downtime.
Well, I'm going to differ a little, and I'm going to say that to me, this reversed card seems...
It's upright.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said it was upright.
Whoops.
That's okay.
Whoops.
That's why I said what I said.
I know, but that just changes. I just...
Yeah, go ahead. Think about it. It's fine.
So instead of sometimes really going out on a limb, this is really more about maybe making certain considerations. And so it could be about, you know, what I think you're alluding to, which is letting other people share a little bit in, you know, some of the initiatives and things like that.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Okay, well, maybe you didn't see it that way, but that's how I understood it.
Okay, then why don't you? That sounds like an interesting direction.
Fine.
No, it does. I think you should.
I'm good. That's kind of what I wanted to say.
Well, we'll talk about this again as we recap here, because I think this card is very interesting at the end.
Okay.
So let's take a look here, with the primary focus being, you know, how do you achieve more recognition and applause for yourself, or how do you achieve the success that you seem to be, you know, that you seem to miss out on, right?
Well, I said before that maybe this is saying you don't have as much of a need for that. That maybe you don't mind not being the person who's getting the laurel wreaths.
Right. I actually touched on that just slightly with the first card, first
Sure.
time I said it, when I said that we needed to maybe not worry so much what other people think, but how we feel about it. And if we do feel, that we're not getting the recognition, we need to work on the whys. But over here, it seems like the role your interactions with others will play, to me, was that they were going to try to kind of derail you from your goals. They may get in the way. They may want you to do things with them. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, they want you to pay attention to other things than work on your goals.
Yes, I can see where maybe there's a distraction going on here in a way too, and that maybe it's also too a test of wills if there are more people who share some amount of interest with you, but really ultimately want to just sort of pull your energy towards them in a way.
Your coworkers may have their own agendas, or your bosses, and they may want you to focus elsewhere. So, there is that aspect to this as well. And so, but again, how do you face this? How do you face these opportunities or challenges that you have ahead? And I think it's a challenge here, and I believe the challenge is, are you going to cave in? Are you going to allow them to distract you from your purpose, from your goals, from what you set out to do? You really are tempted to do so. You maybe do want to indulge a little bit in other things right now.
That's possible. Like the dual nature of Capricorn, that sort of goatish thing and fishish thing too, is that maybe there are depths here to explore. Maybe you could go either way, but maybe you should really refine where your strengths are. What is your balance in terms of that?
Well, and ultimately, how can you use your superpower best in this situation? I really think that maybe this is saying, because this is about taking a step back and pausing, sometimes just because you're indecisive on what to do. Maybe this whole thing has rattled you a bit, but maybe it's given you something to think about, that you need to step back, that maybe you have been forgetting about your friends, your family, other people's aims and goals while you pursued your own idea of success here. And so maybe you do need to step back and do some, indulging in other activities and let this go for a while.
These things that are your positive traits, they are only aided by that kind of clarity of a cardinal thinking mind. And so that's what that's saying is step back and take a moment to really think about this and clarify things.
Well, when I look at your positive strengths, though, there is nothing there that is saying to step back. But I do want to say that sometimes you got to look at the negative angle in order to realize how best to use your superpowers. And you don't want to be this person who is forgetting about others. And I almost think that might be what's going on here. Your ambition is showing over, maybe the good of all here, or the good of the people you're closest to. So consider that, cardinal signs.
All right.
Good luck with that.
So now we are on the fixed.
Hey, fixed signs. That would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. They do have some positives, I suppose.
Well, we have steadiness, stable, determination, resolute, self-reliant, forging ahead, calmly working on objectives. I know I'm so calm. Remembers those who've helped them. Well, I remember everybody. Persistence, concentration, powerful yet purposeful, no wasted motions.
That I remember everybody is spoken like a true Scorpio.
When I'm coming, I'm coming. No wasted motions.
I don't know what he meant by that, but let's let that go. On the negatives, they can be stubborn. They are my way or the highway thinking sometimes. And they have a tendency to get stuck in their ways. Wonder if I've ever seen that. Oh, but I know I've seen this one. They often believe they are always right.
I may
I'm
not
looking
always
at you,
be
Mr.
right,
Scorpio.
but I am never wrong.
All right. Okay, fixed signs. Let's see what's going on for your month ahead. And I should always say this at the beginning, but remember, these readings are all good through the entire Pisces season.
Until we move into Aries, somewhere around the 20th of March, give or take a day or two either side.
What you got?
Card 1, what is the primary focus for the fixed signs? And it is the reversed Queen of Pentacles.
Well, okay. So your focus for the primary focus for the month ahead, the Queen of Pentacles, is to write that, reversed, is to maybe write that economic ship, you know, is to try to keep things in balance and, you know, and not go overboard on things. Also, this is about you. Maybe this is about you, fixed signs. It's time to take care of you. It's time to put yourself first for once instead of the needs of others.
Right. It may very well be that that is really the idea here, that, you know, no matter what has happened recently, it's time to kind of soothe yourself in a way, chicken soup for, you know, the fixed soul.
Hey, isn't it ironic that we're starting with a card here that says you should ignore others' concerns for your own right now? You should put your concerns
The
first.
primary focus.
Which the cardinal signs seem to be the exact opposite.
In a way.
In a way. Let's
All
see
right.
what we
Card
proceed
2,
here. Card 2.
the role that your interactions with others will play. And it is the reversed Eight of Swords. So maybe with other people, you know, you're showing to them how to free themselves because you are freeing yourself. Or maybe you're just sort of, you know, mentoring them along those lines. You know, the idea that we all can kind of free ourselves from some of the things that we think limit ourselves. And, you know, of course, sometimes there are limitations that we need to have. But sometimes a lot of things are things that we can figure out, do we really need that?
I think you're coming to terms with, you know, in your interactions with others here, if others have been draining you and you've had no time for yourself or your own self-care, that, you know, now you're showing others this month that you can stand up for yourself when you have to, and you can let them know when you need to replenish yourself, you know, and you need to put yourself first.
All right, so card 3 is the opportunities or challenges that you may face in the month ahead and how best you can achieve or tackle them. And it's interesting because it involves some interesting stuff here. It's the Tower upright. I'm going to let you go first.
Yeah, because I immediately see something here, you know, okay. So the challenge clearly is, I think this is precipitating all of this. I think that maybe some crisis, whether it's financial or whether it's, you know, with your own physicality, maybe your own energy, your own projects or goals being put on the shelf too long. There's some crisis that happens here, some wake-up call, some shake-up that makes you realize it's time for you to start taking care of your own needs and stuff. Maybe, you know, it might be too late for something. Something had to crash and burn in your life in order for you to see this light.
Well, even if we see this as not happening, precipitating these things, it still kind of works out, in my opinion, because because the idea really is that this month represents you taking care of yourself, and maybe your interactions suggesting, you know, it's really important to stand up for yourself, for what you're trying to do here. And because of that, you see the opportunity to maybe pull a good lesson or a good alternate idea out of what was backfiring.
Well, I see a crisis, whether it's happened or it's going to happen. It's really going to make,
Good point.
it's going to set this in motion. And I think that's it. This is the learning experience you needed to realize that, you know, sometimes you do have to put yourself first. You can't, you know, and live and learn from this.
So card 4, how can you use your modality superpower to best advantage this month? And it's the reversed 9 of Pentacles. So to some degree, this may be talking about sharing. That maybe, you know, things that you've been holding back for yourself, you know, maybe you need to also collaborate to some degree. It doesn't necessarily mean physical object sharing.
I'm not seeing that because everything here is spelled taking care of you first. And what I'm thinking here, you know, one of the hallmarks of this card, whether it's upright or reversed, is self-reliance. You know, and that's one of your modality's superpowers. And so what I feel here is you can use your modality's superpowers of self-reliance to right this ship, realizing that, you know what? These guys aren't helping you right now. They're draining you. And standing up for yourself and being self-reliant is what's going to turn this situation around.
Well, in that respect, I wonder if this might be saying too that with this whole process of learning how to take care of yourself or look at yourself differently, this also means that maybe self-reliance is also not having to have everything, but learning, you know, how to relate to what you do have. And so that's sort of an idea about coming out of the garden, you know, in a way too, is that you don't necessarily have all of those things with you, but you're adjusting to that.
Well, so I think
we should recap?
Things should, yes, let's recap and I'll go over it then if I can remember it by then. Okay, so you go first.
All right, so card 1, the focus for the month. I thought that the Queen of Pentacles reversed talks about really trying to bolster yourself in certain respects. Give yourself some strength, give yourself some self-care, self-love in a way.
I think that it's putting you first, it's putting your needs first, and it's not allowing others to take advantage of your good nature. You know, I didn't mention that in the beginning, but there is that too. So maybe people have been borrowing money and not paying you back. Maybe, you know, they're draining your energy by always asking for support, whether it's emotional support or physical, you know, material support.
Well, then maybe that's what card 2 is about too, in a way, because it's the role of your interactions with others. And so maybe you're releasing yourself from differing levels of codependency, I hate to say that, or at least obligatory behaviors or connections between people that maybe they're worn out, and maybe, you know, there needs to be a little bit of adjustments in that area too.
It's time for you to find your power and just say no sometimes, you know. You can break free from this idea of being entrapped by, you know, all the people who rely and depend on you to say, hey, I need a little independence now too, and I need to take care of some things in my own life.
So card 3 is about the opportunities or challenges that you may face in this month ahead and how you can, you know, surmount them. And I think maybe there's an idea that some of this precipitated everything, that there was just a tower moment that broke something down but provided an opportunity to learn something or to take something away from that process and understanding. You know,
it's crisis for everybody involved in a way, because on the one hand here, whatever happens or happened, you know, was eye-opening to you, but it precipitated these actions by you, which also could cause a little crisis to those who've taken advantage of you for so long. What are they going to do now? everybody learns from this experience. And maybe in the end, everybody becomes a little bit more self-reliant because of it. You know, we may not totally be where we need to be because that's the Nine of Pentacles reversed, but, you know, we still are in a better position going forward because of the lessons and takeaways we've had from this experience.
So that final card is kind of like streamlining what you need to move ahead, achieving, or, you know, working towards your goals. All right.
Good luck with that, fixed signs.
Good
Keep
luck,
me
fixed
out of this, Mr. Scorp. Keep me out.
All right, so that means we are now on the modalities, and modality signs
The modalities, we're at the end of our
mutable signs. Mutable modalities are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And their positives are that they go with the flow, they are adaptable, flexible, versatile, they are highly resourceful, they can change when necessary, they are quite easy to change, they can change, assume various personas, they are the chameleons of the Zodiac, they are well liked by others, they enjoy learning, playing fair, diplomacy, sharp, sympathetic, they can see below the surface, selfless, quick to help others.
The mutable signs, you know, they're so easygoing to get along with, but because of that, there are some concerns here for them. Sometimes they try too hard to please us all. They try too hard to please everyone, and they can be seen as wishy-washy because of that. It's kind of like, you want this? Okay, I'm in. Oh no, you want this? Okay, I'm in. You know, it doesn't go well. They can be inconsistent. They can be, you know, people can look at them as being kind of duplicitous in a way, saying one thing but meaning another just to trying to please everybody. And they can stretch themselves to the snapping, breaking point.
All right, so with that in mind, card 1. What is the mutable's primary focus for this month?
Well, it's another queen. It's the Queen of Cups reversed.
Uh-oh.
Oh, emotions are in motions.
That sounds so mutable. In a way. Certainly
in a
Pisces.
way, it does. I think that I think you have the blues. You know, your focus is on what's making you so down, whatever it is. Maybe it'll come out as we move ahead here, but emotionally you're a bit overwrought, you are a bit stressed out, and you need to find a way to channel, you know, your disappointments into positive action.
It may not be necessarily just feeling sadness or blues. It could also be, you know, maybe sort of letting your imagination, you know, run away with you in a respect, you know, wondering about other people's motives or falling into a pattern that way. So hopefully, you know, that's something we will see the cards able to help you through. Card 2 is, of course, the role with that
the role your interactions with others may play in the month ahead. It's the Six of Swords reversed. Oh boy. You know, I wonder here if it is a personal issue. I'm just going to think that momentarily here and say that maybe, well, that maybe people are not communicating with you right now. Maybe there's some kind of standoff going on here. Maybe there's some stagnation in a relationship, or, you know, group interactions are kind of stalled. Something is up here in your interactions with others that I think might be feeding this.
There's
all right, you're going to have to go or
probably
something.
some baggage about this situation that exists between you and the other people involved, and so your interaction is likely to not have much progress moving forward. Someone wants to kind of keep the baggage as part of the territory of the relationship in a way, so you may not have progress getting beyond that. Card 3, the opportunities or challenges that you may face in the month ahead and how you can best deal with them.
Find a way to work together. That's going to be the opportunity and the challenge, you know?
Yes, the Three of
Especially with what I've
Pentacles.
said here. Well,
Sure, yeah.
I think that you got to find a way around this stalemate, this stagnation. You have to find a way to find common ground. Make sure everybody is on the same page, working together in harmony, and, you know, with a purpose, with a positive purpose for the good of, you know, either the organization, good of your friendship, good of your, you know, family, whatever the case may be.
So you or someone in this situation will have to kind of try to be assertive and to be the person to kind of bring the consensus or the direction together that this will follow. You know, whether it's just two people or whether it's more people, somebody has to probably be in charge of kind of pulling it along and directing things, or saying, okay, it's time for us to go, the whole, you know, stoplight systems go thing.
There is, you know, if we want to look at this too, there is an opportunity here. There's an opportunity, if you can get past the stalemate, to do some great stuff together with others, you know?
Yeah.
But you have to be able to get past this blockage here.
So how can you use this modality superpower of yours to best advantage?
Well,
once again,
it's not negative.
It's not negative. It's the Four of Cups. And, you know, it almost makes it say that, like, maybe you have to kind of pull that consensus together, that maybe there are options that can be talked about as you work towards a consensus. I mean, I think that's sort of a sense of that, is that if you are maybe working with people who have different concerns or different senses of what agency they should have in this, you'll have to find a way to pull them together. Your superpower of bringing people together, and it's from an emotional basis in a way too, to make people understand what their stakes are, also what maybe their obligations are.
You know, it is about diplomacy, and, you know, this could be about sharing the load. You know, I know it's an emotional card here, but maybe that's the point too. One shouldn't carry all the burdens of caring for another person, for example, doing things for them, etc., without some reciprocity here. You know, with this card, it's saying you can step back and look at what's being said here, what's being offered, and decide if you want to say yes, if you want to say no. But, you know, maybe a more truism here is there are all these cups. There's enough here for everybody. You know, and so why should you get them all, or why should somebody else get them all? I think here you have to look for a way to be diplomatic about saying, I can take this on at this time. I can't take this on at this time. I'm willing to let you take this on at this time. I'm not.
So I guess we should do the recap for the mutables.
It's a tough one. I might go back on that card and rethink it. But it really was telling a story. As a matter of fact, all these readings were really pretty tight.
Not bad.
Tight. So again, this is about your challenge in the month. The focus in the month ahead. And the focus is about what's making you feel so down and also emotionally wrought, stressed out. And do you want to add to that?
It seems like there's a big package for you to deal with emotionally. It may be that it does, in fact, really bring a lot of challenges, and maybe you find there are even questions about how you are thinking about all of this emotionally. You really may vacillate a lot.
And don't make things worse by, you know, acting out. By all means, try to keep your emotions in check. That doesn't mean you can't express your truth, but do it in a respectful manner, in an adult manner. Okay. And, because because your interactions with others are at an impasse right now. There's a stalemate. There's no forward progress. There's nothing positive resulting. It's just almost as if maybe people have their backs to each other like that.
Well, it feels also to me like maybe there's just baggage that somebody has. Some people may have what they feel, whether it's yourself or the others,
I like that.
some emotional baggage that they feel is not being addressed. And so that impasse is created because they feel like this has to be addressed for them.
Could very well be tied together, and it goes then to what the opportunity or challenge is. Well, the challenge is trying to get everybody on the same page, getting everybody to work together harmoniously.
Exactly.
You know, whether this is to better a relationship, to better family concerns, to better business concerns. You can do great things together if you can work this out.
Somebody may have to be, and it's probably you, will have to be the person with the assertive sense of trying to pull people along, the person who can either, I'm not saying aggressive, I'm saying assertive, somebody who can just meet that challenge. So then where does that leave you? Your super modality of maybe trying to make people see they can all be a part of the puzzle, but they have to find one solution.
I think you have to step back a little, you know, use this time. Maybe I'm not telling you to step back further because clearly there is an impasse. So use this time to figure out a way to make this happen. Look for an opportunity. I get the feeling here that an opportunity may present itself. But if everybody's too busy standing their ground, just backs to the wall, not looking at each other, you might miss this opportunity. So don't do that. Keep your eyes open for an opportunity that could present itself to bring everybody together again. Because you are the diplomat here, you should be able to find what might be the key to bring everybody together.
Indeed.
Indeed.
So that's it for the mutables, and that is our monthly modality message.
Which is good till?
About a month from now.
And when is that?
Aries season. Ta-da!
I've been waiting.
Okay, that's nice, but we want to remind everybody that we will be off for most of the other recordings and live streams this week. We're going to the convention that we've been talking about. So you won't see us until about a week from Thursday. I believe that's the 29th. Until
that
then,
leap day, we will be back.
Until
then. Yes. So until then, take care, everybody, and have a great Pisces season. Again, happy birthday to Pisces.
Happy birthday, Pisces.
We'll see you soon, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.